Hey friends, and welcome to my Toolshed. I'm Esty Briggs. I'm a certified emotional intelligence coach and change management consultant. I help individuals build their emotional intelligence, and I help teams improve communication, interpersonal relationships, resolve conflict, and then I also consult organizations on how to navigate the human side of change. I graduated from USF in 2019 with a Master's of Science in Organizational Development, and my passion is really sharing knowledge, which is why I do the Toolshed Tuesdays when I can. I've had the opportunity this year, it's currently November of 2022, and I've had the opportunity this year to design and facilitate many really successful emotional intelligence or EQ workshops. And I've taught it to people in the UK who are studying to be change management consultants, and I've taught it to construction managers and foremen in the US. And I feel like it's just this core set of skills that people need, regardless of industry, regardless of role, whether you're leading people or an entrepreneur. EQ is really a set of skills that helps us be better at working well with other people and navigating and building good interpersonal relationships. And I always start with self-awareness. So I tell people that self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence. We always start with strategies for recognizing emotions and labeling them. That's really what today's tool is all about. I was really excited when I heard about the mood meter on a Brene Brown podcast. She was interviewing Mark Brackett. He is a PhD and he's the founder of the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence. His research is all about helping people recognize emotions, and he created the mood meter and also an app that supports it. And I just found this to be one of the easiest ways I've seen to identify and label emotions, which is a great way to build emotional literacy and also self-awareness. So here's how the mood meter works. If you consider that your feelings reside at any given moment, and by the way, we can feel up to 3 to 5 emotions per minute, depending, of course, on our circumstances, which I find fascinating. If you consider that our emotions reside on 2 spectrums, and one is defined by pleasantness, the level of pleasantness that you're feeling, and that is the x-axis. And then the other is the level of energy that you're feeling at any given moment, and that's the y-axis. The way that you use this tool is I recommend setting a reminder throughout the day or downloading the app. You can, check your emotions and see how you're feeling every half hour or every hour, and just use this mood meter to help you label your emotion depending on the level of energy that you're feeling and the level of pleasantness. It will put you in one of these 4 quadrants, and I love that they're in color too. So this really helps for even explaining this to elementary school students, but adults as well. So for example, let's say you're stuck in a meeting that could have been an email. Never happens. And you're probably feeling low energy and maybe medium to low pleasantness. So you're probably here in the blue zone. And maybe a good way to describe how you feel would be bored or apathetic. Another example would be, let's say you're at the park and you're playing with your dogs and it's a beautiful sunny day and you're just feeling pleasantness and maybe medium to high energy. So you might describe yourself as being in the yellow zone and being joyful or playful. So you can see how, depending on your level of pleasantness and your level of energy, you can first identify whether you're in the red, yellow, green, or blue quadrant, and then you can even label your emotion. Once you've done that, the next thing you want to make a note of is what is it that you're doing at the time. So when you're feeling this feeling, are you in a meeting? Are you with friends having coffee? What is it that you're doing? Where are you? Are you at home? Are you in your home office? Are you in bed? Are you in the kitchen? Are you in traffic? Who are you with? Are you with friends? Are you alone? Are you with your dogs? And then is there any other data that's helpful? And this is all just, 3 or 4 quick bullet points you could jot down if you were using a journal. Or again, if you're using the app, these are the prompts that the app asks you. And then at the end of the week or the month or whatever period of time you're tracking your emotions, you can look back, and this is a screenshot from the app. So for example, today when I was writing the script for Toolshed Tuesday, I went in and logged how I was feeling on the app, and I was feeling relatively high energy and relatively high pleasantness. I wasn't ecstatic, but I would best describe my mood at that point as being engaged. And the other thing I love about the app is that it gives you a definition for each emotion. So they describe engaged as paying full attention or participating fully. I logged it on the app. I was by myself while I was with my dogs. I was at home and I was working on slides. And so what I do is I try to set a recurring, I set a recurring reminder, and I try to, I recommend to my clients, and I'm also trying to do this myself, to just log my emotions every half hour and also identify what I'm doing and who I'm with and where I am, as well as any other data that's relevant. And I put this in a journal. If I'm out on the road, I just write it down on paper. If my phone's handy, I'll put it in the app. And then at the end of the week, I can reflect and I can analyze. Do I feel high levels of pleasantness or energy when I'm doing certain tasks? You can really do a lot with this data. So it's up to you what you do with the information. We go through a lot of exercises like this in my EQ workshops, and there's different strategies once you've labeled your emotion as far as what you can do with that emotion. Once you've got this data, it's really helpful to also assess your own emotional intelligence. And self-awareness is just one of the facets, but EQ also encompasses how we handle stress, how well we control impulses, how well we empathize with others. Self-awareness is one of 15 EQ competencies, but it is the foundation of EQ, which is why I'm sharing this tool and highly recommending that you give it a try. Track your emotions and see what patterns you find and let me know. So that's it for today's Toolshed Tuesday. I hope you found this tool helpful. Again, I would love to hear from you. I always love to hear if you guys are using these tools and how you're using them and what insights you find. I'm sharing these links to the resources I mentioned, and I'll also share a link in the notes. If you'd like, you can book a free 30-minute meeting with me to talk more about EQ and explore where you might be able to benefit from learning more about it. So thank you. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please share it with a friend. And I want to hear from you. Let me know what insights you find. Thanks, and have a great rest of your week.